Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. Firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you members right here. Your support means so much to me, and so does everybody that subscribes, watches all the videos. If you haven't subscribed already, might be worth doing so because I release content every single day. And thank you especially to everyone that's used the Element Games affiliate link over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It is noted. I can see how often it's being used. So thank you for doing that. You can also save yourself, 20% off of your Warhammer by clicking on the link. So on with the video then. First of all, let's jump on over to the Warhammer community website, where for the past week there has been a fair amount of news. If we just go back a week ago to, I think the 30th of September or so. Right here we had a couple of pre-orders from Black Library which sold out very quickly. We had a Gene Father special edition novel written by Guy Haley, and then we had the standard edition in hardback, also Wrath of the Lost by Chris Forrester in paperback, and then Dan Abnett book in audiobook, and then German edition of Eisenhorn, and Pilgrims of Fire, War Boss, and some kind of subscription thing. Also, last weekend on Saturday we had all of the Space Marine pre-orders, so they're released today. If you walk into your local Games Workshop store, you'll probably see them. The cover art on the Codex looks a bit odd, like the neck looks really long and then the head is above that. It's a bit odd, but they're moving into the right direction. With a helmeted Space Marine on the front cover, so I'll give them that. But yeah, they put everything up for pre-order for Space Marines pretty much. The Codex, the Collector's Edition Codex, the Company Heroes, which look very nice, the Captain with the Jump Pack, the Chaplain in Terminator armor, the Jump Pack Intercessors, the Terminator Squad, and the Sternguard Veteran Squad, as well as the Lieutenant, the Brutalis Dreadnought, which came out a few months ago, and so did the Desolation Squad in their own kind of army box. You've also got the Combat Patrol Space Marines, which are exactly the same models from the Leviathan box set, but this time, you're only getting 5 Infernus Marines, which is nice, and no biologists. You also get the datasheet cards for Space Marines, the dice set, and then a mission deck. So I would have preferred them, as I've always said, to stagger their new releases over like 2 or 3 weeks or so. They could release other things in those weeks as well, but so they put all of those up on one day. You can go into your store today and pick a lot of that up. The very next day, we had a look at the preview. I don't think I took pictures of this and put it on Instagram. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But up for pre-order today. You've got the Warhammer Underworlds Death Gorge, which is like a box set with some cards and some minis. Got that cool octopus mini in there. You've got Warhammer Underworld starter set. You've got Warcry, Hunter and Hunted. Some nice minis in there, including those awesome looking doggos. You've got Warcry Cruel Boys and Monster Killers. They look interesting. Look at these kind of baboons. And then you've got Warcry Vulcan Flame Seekers. I like this little magma droth thing. What's it called? Kindle droth, apparently. Ravaged Lands, Scales of, I want to say Taxis, but it's not, it's Talaxis. So some scenery, and then Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warbands. So you've got a few of these. They're available. And then White Dwarf 493. As well as Blood Bowl, we have Kiroth Krakeneye. And Black Library, we've got Realm Slayer and Once a Killer. As well as, says made to order, look, Bandai Blood Angels Assault Intercessor, made to order. And Warhammer Plus, we had a masterclass for painting Tyranids, which is quite nice, and then Lore Masters. So not a huge amount, a fair chunk, but not a huge amount of pre-orders for today. We'll go through them and the prices a little bit later on. Armies on Parade 2023, time to run down the final checklist. You've got Harness the Power of Psi Syndica with the Mind Locked Word and Cephalopod Spectors even. interesting mini for Necromunda, and these things as well as this upgrade set for House of Shadow. You've got Shimmy down to your local store this month for free Sterngar Veteran. It's quite nice, and a Crux Terminatus coin. That's quite a nice one. Looks like that's the one from Leviathan, though. I'm not quite sure. From 14th of October, so you've got another week to go to get that, and then you've got the paint set as well, and that's what the coin looks like. Crux Terminatus is like what's on the shoulder pads of Terminators. It's a shame you don't get a Terminator, but oh well. Warhammer Day is coming, and so are these juicy reveals. So Warhammer Day 2023, Saturday the 14th of October. We're celebrating 40 years of Warhammer. So yeah, over many months of this year, we've had those celebrate 40 years articles. Look at this. So you've got 40k, Age of Sigmar, Old World, and Kill Team. So this is the miniature to celebrate Warhammer Day. And then the Rumour Engine, 3rd of October. Yeah, I'll probably say that's more Age of Sigmar. Looks like there's some crows there. Maybe they're ravens. Probably crows though. Company Champions and Terminator Chaplains painted by the community. How to make the cut with Sirenes razors in Warhammer Underworlds Death Gorge, and then starting a Space Marine army in Warhammer 40,000. Everything you need to know. So you click these, and it'll just take you to what Space Marines are, their weapons, combat patrol, and painting them, things like that. It's quite a nice article. I wish they'd do this for all. Did they do that for Tyranids? I think they did. Unravel Peter Fervari's Dark Coil series in a special edition box set. Interesting. The Dark Coil. So Stories of 40k are linked. So yeah, you've got all of these. Nice colour, nice purple. You've got this week's Citadel Colour Masterclass for the Termagants, it looks like. Here's how the Hungry Gorger Morpack stack up against the Wilder Core in Warcry. You've got 40 years of Warhammer with the Screamer Killer there. How the expert egg rustlers of the Vulcan Flameseekers and the Monster Killer ply their trade. You've got Warhammer Underworlds Meta Watch. Horus Heresy Thursday, bit cheeky by putting in Legiones Imperialis here, but we've got it, and yes, it means that we're going to be getting plastic land speeders before we get plastic land speeders, if that makes sense. So yeah, you get all these kind of Javelin and Proteus. I think we will be getting those in plastic at some point, full scale. You've got the bikes, which are nice, and then you've got the Scimitar jet bikes as well. So that's quite cool. I like that they really are expanding Imperialis. That's good news. Forge World pre-orders. Let's get Kraken. Brilliant. So Kiroth Krakeneye push on that model. Middle-earth doubles tournament reports. How to paint your Warhammer Underworlds and Warcry critters. Snatch Unity from Disharmony in Warhammer Underworlds with the Trice Fold Discord. And then Beast in Show. Who's Warcry's favourite furry friend? So this was the winner. Hound of Wrath. You've got Feline Friends. You've got the Rock Tusk Prowler. That looks quite nice. Winged Wingman. This Terror Wing is apparently the winner. And then Exotic Escorts. Look at the Spider Swarm. That's quite cool. And the Serpents won that. And then the winner was the Mange. It's a monkey holding a dagger. Need we say more? I do like the octopus creature though. That's quite cool. Anyway, that's it for the news. Not a huge amount, but yeah, Warhammer Day is coming next weekend on the 14th. So there's going to be lots of reveals. I will be making a separate video of the reveals. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but this time I will. because I've got Sunday off, so I'll be making a video on the Saturday. I'll probably release it on the Saturday actually. So yeah, let's sprint on over to Forge World and have a look at this this Blood Bowl new mini. I think it's not on the front page though. If we click on, there we go. If we click on pre-orders, yeah, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. The Space Wolves Legion Praetor was up for a pre-order. Sometimes they put their pre-orders up on Friday, some of them. Sometimes they put them on Saturday. But yeah, you can pre-order this Space Wolves Legion Praetor. It's one of the best looking Space Wolves models they've made for Horus Heresy for a long time. So, you know, if you collect Space Wolves, this is a great one to have. And £27.50 isn't too bad. I would have preferred it, obviously, with the old prices at like £24 or even £25. £27.50 is getting to that £30 price point. But, you know, for what you get compared to plastic now, you're getting more. I just wish that they'd picked a different kind of weapon. If you were fighting against me and you said, oh, he's got a plasma pistol, I really wouldn't bat an eye. Whatever, that's fine. It's a Praetor. Why would a Praetor have a bot pistol? But yeah, this resin miniature, 12 resin components, not too bad. But yeah, if you just compare that to this Cataphracti one with the maggot fur, there's just night and day difference. That compared to, that's just, there we go. That's what we want the Space Wolves to look like. Anyway, you can pick up the Praetor, pre-order the Praetor for next weekend. And the same for the Space Wolves heads. Not entirely sure why you have to be 15 plus to have these heads, but there we are. Yeah, a big improvement over the kind of wolf-looking helmets that we had before. 1550 is about right. You get 11 resin heads, so 10 helmeted and 1 helmetless, which is great. And then I'd say the main focus this weekend, well today, was Kiroth Krakeneye. So you can pre-order this Star Player for your Elven Kingdoms force. Looks quite nice. 7 resin components for £23. Yeah, I mean maybe £20 would have been better for the 7, but it looks like a nice mini. And that's it from Forge World, just those 3 pre-orders. So let's go on over to Games Workshop. Right here, we've got all the pre-orders for Warcry on the first page. So if we click on pre-orders and we go view all and then high to low. There we go. So we've got Combat Patrol Space Marines. That was last week. But today we've got Warcry Hunter and Hunted. Pre-order £80, quite steep I think, but you're getting a nice like bit of scenery there, some kind of, well, it's a Sarlacc pit, it really, isn't it? Let's face it. And you're getting rules for both warbands, the Ravenous Gorger Moor Pack with the Wilder Corpse Hunters. Looks like very nice minis, you know, and a fair amount. 2 packs of them easily be £25 each, maybe £30 each. So for 20 quid you're getting the scenery and all the cards. Not too bad actually when you think about it. So yeah, that looks quite nice. You know, with a discount you'd probably be able to pick that up for what, like £64 or so. Ravaged Lands, Scales of Talaxis. So this is just your board, your tokens, some interesting scenery, which would go very well, I think, with the old ones with some Seraphon. It looks a bit run down, or it's painted run down, but you could probably brighten that up a bit. £67.50, 17 pieces of scenery there. That's quite nice. You've got a made-to-order Blood Angels Assault Intercessor action figure, £65. It is an action figure, so it does come painted. It's 8 inches tall. If anybody's familiar with sizes, 8 inches is a very respectable size. So made to order until 16th, and then dispatch within 180 days. So that's the only thing. You pay £65 now. and you might have to wait, 180 days. You got Warhammer Underworlds Death Gorge. So this is the other set that's out today for pre-order. Nice looking minis with this one. Love the jellies. And the Slanesh models look nice too. And of course you're getting that octopus creature. Yeah, I still prefer the crab, but yeah, so you're getting 2 warbands, 11 dice actually as well, which, do they show the dice? I can't, I mean the dice are there, but they don't show any close-ups of them. The warbands are coloured, like you'd expect. They'll probably be available separately at some point. So yeah, £65, probably get it for what, 50-ish with a discount. All the Space Marines pre-orders from last weekend, but this is new, the Cruel Boys Monster Killers, £35. Seems to be about the standard price for your warband and your cards. It's got the sort of baboon creatures in, and some of the Cruel Boys. So 2 sprues there with the cards. And then Space Marines from last week, Vulcan Flame Seekers. Again, this has got your little flame doggo. This is quite cute. I wish they did a pack that just had like the little creatures. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he? Again, 2 sprues, load of cards, £35. And then you've got Zandir's Truth Seekers, little warband. So you've got all these warbands coming up, £25. They look quite nice. Then you've got the Cunning Crew for 25. You've got the Exiled Dead for 25. Gore Chosen of Drom. Black Powder's Buccaneers. Shadeborn. Skittershank's Claw Pack. Data sheet for Space Marines was last weekend. Hexbane's Hunters for 25. And then Realm Slayer Legend of the Doomseeker hardback, £22. Looks like quite a thick book though. That's by David Geimer. And then you can pre-order Once a Killer in paperback for a tenner. And then White Dwarf, $4.93, $6.99 for that one. So a fair amount of pre-orders actually, when you think about it. A load of warbands, some packs for Warcry, Underworlds Death Gorge set, the Bandai action figure, the Warcry scenery and gaming board, as well as Warcry, 2 new units and the Sarlacc pick. There's quite a lot of pre-orders coming off of a full Space Marine pre-order weekend. So yeah, I'm not going to pick up anything out of those, as much as I'd like to pick up a few of the warbands. What are you going to pick up out of all these? What's your favourite? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.